Hi everybody. I miss seeing you all at school. I'm getting ready to make some art and I'm hoping that you will join me and make some too. If you haven't already watched the video on Clementine Hunter with the book Art from Her Heart, please do that first. I think you'll enjoy this story and it'll also give you some information that we can use in making our own art. From the story, you learned that Clementine Hunter was a folk artist. That means she taught herself how to create her artwork. She painted on plates. She painted on wooden boards. She had things given to her to use. She pretty much used whatever she had. One theme she often painted was flowers, and that's going to be the theme for our artwork that we will work on. By now, you may be running out of art supplies. Maybe you really didn't have that many to start. So I'd like you to show you today some things that you can use that you maybe have around your house. You might think of them as trash, but really they're things that artists can make awesome artworks from. So let's explore some different materials you might be able to use. You might be lucky enough to have traditional art supplies, things we usually think about when we make art, like paint or markers, crayons, colored pencils, scissors. If you do, wonderful. You're welcome to use them for this project, but you don't need to have them to do this project. As a matter of fact, sometimes you have to think even more creatively when you don't have traditional art supplies to use, but look around your house, outside, inside, through the recyclables, an old tissue box, of course, toilet paper rolls, caps from things in my recycle bin, old cereal boxes. You might recognize this scrap of material that was left over from the curtains I made for the art room. This is a scrap that I'd cut from an old t-shirt. Now please don't go start cutting up people's clothes at your house, unless they're clothes you're going to be throwing away anyway. If you've worn them out, if they're stained, if they're holes, and of course you've checked with someone at home first to make sure that it's okay. But artists use discarded fabric and discarded pieces of cloth traditionally throughout time to make things from. If you don't have any traditional construction paper, look around, maybe in desk supplies if someone at your house has Post-it notes or other things that have color on them. Magazines, newspapers, these are all materials that you could use to make artwork with. All right, now it's time for me to get started. The first step in making your project is to figure out, well, what supplies do I want to use? I get this Web Weekly in the mail every week. So I got several out and I thought, I really like having things kind of orderly, and I found the page that has the Sudoku puzzle on it, and I pulled those out. I also love the pink that was in this flyer, and I have some magazine pieces. So I think I'm going to try to make an artwork that includes found newspapers, magazines, other paper kinds of things that I can collage or glue one together with. Okay, so far I glued my pieces down. I'm saving some of this other stuff yet because I'm not sure. I think I want to do something with the letters. And now I'm going to start looking at what other things I have. The theme is flowers. So I saw on the back of my cereal box these round muffin shapes and thought, won't they make a great center for a flower? So I'm going to use those and some other found color in some magazines and so on. And let's see where we go. I feel confident in just cutting. You know, really just about any shape's gonna work for your petals. Be rounded, it could be pointed. Any of that works. Remember that old trick of if you need something that you want several of that are the same, then just fold it first. So I saved lots of things that had green on them that I can use for stems, leaves, grass. So here's the finished product for my collage that was made all out of leftover magazine and newspaper pieces and some bits of cardboard from that cereal box. I started out with this nice circle that was on the cereal box, but decided it was way too big for my project. So lots of choices that go on and lots of decision making while you're designing your own project. You're creating your picture of flowers. How you do that is really up to you. This is not a project where yours will look like mine or anyone else's. Your project will be uniquely yours, created from the materials you found in your home. So to review, it doesn't really matter what materials you use. Choose something and just have some fun experimenting and exploring with the materials you have to see what you can come up with. This pushes you to be very creative and think outside of the box. Have fun with whatever you have available. Create an artwork that's based on the theme of flowers. And like Clementine Hunter, we don't wait for the perfect thing to work with. We work with whatever we have. We can always make art. We can always enjoy the process. And that's what I want you to do here. Just use what you have and enjoy the process of making to come up with something of your very own unique idea of flowers. I hope you're taking time to make some art or do something creative while you're at home. Scientists have done all kinds of studies about what happens to your brain when you're involved in creative activities like making art. It helps to calm your body and calm your mind because you're focused on something different than everything else that's going on in the world right now. It gives your body a little bit of a break and your mind a little bit of a break, and it helps us just feel better. So go ahead, have some fun, make some art.